Hi everybody, I'm Jesse Abelman, Curator of Hebraica and Judaica at Museum of the Bible, and I've been asked to talk to you a little bit about your new Sofer Collection. The first thing I want to say is, since I first heard of it, I have been intensely jealous that you get to have it, and it's not here in DC. It's a wonderful collection full of very interesting and important works on Jewish history and especially the bibliography of the Hebrew book. So just for a few brief moments, what I want to talk about is the relationship between the collection, the Sofer Collection that you have, and our collections here at the Museum of the Bible. And to do that, I'm just going to talk about one item in our collection and how a few books in the Sofer Collection connect to it. So we have a copy of Daniel Bomberg's 1526 Mikraot Gedolot, the Rabbinic Bible, which is a very important early printing of the Hebrew Bible, along with a number of important rabbinic commentaries that are printed alongside of it. Very, very important, the first of its kind, just essential in many ways. The Sofer Collection has a few books that are key in doing any research on this book. The first one is a collection of essays by the historian and bibliographer Israel Melman, which includes an essay he wrote in 1961 specifically about the Daniel Bomberg's press, the printing press in which this book was printed, its history, how it worked, who he worked with to print this book and all of his books. And it's a foundational work in the history of Hebrew printing, and the Bomberg Rabbinic Bible is a key part of it. The second book is from 1978 by Avraham Meir Haberman, who was another important historian and bibliographer. He wrote an entire book on the history of the Bomberg press and includes a full list of all of the books that he printed with a variety of details about the printings and the different editions of the printings, et cetera, et cetera. A lot of it's kind of dry, but if you're doing research into Bomberg's press, and in particular into the 1526 Rabbinic Bible, that's a book you want to look at. And it's right there, sitting on the shelf in the Sofer Collection. And the third and final example I just want to talk about is not specifically about Bomberg or the Bomberg press, instead, but it is a key foundational work in the history of Hebrew bibliography and the Hebrew book, which is Moritz Steinschneider's catalog of Hebrew books in the Bodleian Library in Oxford. The Bodleian Library is one of the largest, most impressive collections of Hebrew books in the world. And he carefully cataloged each one of those works back in the middle of the 19th century with research that still holds up today. And though obviously our copy of Bomberg's 1526 Mikraot Gedolot is not listed there, just their copies. Nevertheless, if you want general information about the book, how it was printed, and how different volumes or copies might differ, you need to go and look at Steinschneider and see what he says. This collection that you have, the Sofer Collection, is I think a real sign of the relationship between our institutions, not just in terms of the care that you're taking of these books, but also in terms of the content both of their collection, of your collection, and ours.